day 1000 that I'm wearing this pajama shirt, but I just want to come on today and talk to you guys about the APS, which is from Zerran. I don't have an intro for this, but I have the entire video done, and then I realized I'm about to edit this and I don't have an intro. So let me just talk about the APS. So APS is similar to Olaplex, and in this video I do the APS versus not doing any kind of insurance or hair protection for your hair. I don't do it against the Olaplex because Olaplex is very, very different than the APS. So APS came out, like, it was like the first one to come out. It's like the first of its kind. It's vegan. It's just amazing. So it's a hair protector. It's what I like to call hair insurance. And the reason why I say it's like Olaplex is because Olaplex is very common. There's a lot of artists who are like sponsored artists, and so they use Olaplex because they're getting paid to use it. So it's very, very popular in the industry. It's very popular to people who DIY their hair and do their hair themselves. But it is not the same as the APS. So when you use Olaplex, you have to use a higher developer because it weakens the developer. It weakens the strength of it. So you have to use a higher one, and then it protects the hair. It also takes way longer to process. The APS kind of boosts the developer that you use. So I don't ever use more than 20, and it kind of boosts it. So it kind of makes it go like a little bit faster, and it's just freaking amazing. So in theory, the end result would be similar in that it lifts the hair and it protects the hair. APS and Olaplex are similar in that way. But you don't have to use a higher developer. So if you usually use 20 volume, you use 20 volume with APS. Whereas with Olaplex, if you usually use 20 volume, you'd have to use 30 volume, which we know is more aggressive on the hair. But because you're using the hair protectant, it's like helping it or whatever. So that's the main difference. Also, it processes like in half the time. Like when I say it boosts it, it's so much faster, and it's just so much better for the hair, and you can just tell. You can tell the difference. So I personally do not do anybody's hair without using the APS. Like, I'm not doing anybody's highlights without using it because the integrity of your hair is most important to me, which I don't mess around with that. I'm not like, oh, well, you have a choice. Like, no, you really don't have a choice, because I'm not going to be trying to get your hair to a gray color and have it burn off your head because you didn't want to spring for the extra money to put this hair insurance in the formula. And that's what it is. It goes into the formula. So let me explain that. So similar to Olaplex, you put it into the mixture. So you can do this with, you know, a root color if you wanted to, or you could also do it with highlights. I always do it with highlights. I don't really do it with root colors, maybe a gloss, but I really don't. And so you do your formulation for your mixture, get it to the consistency that you like. If you measure out your bleach, do that. And then you put the APS in the formula. So in this video, I have one thing of bleach that doesn't have it in it, and then one that does have it in it. All right, so I think I pretty much talked about everything that needs to be talked about. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be said. I'm like trying to read my notes over here and see. I think that's pretty much it. So let's get into this video, and I hope you guys like it.
Okay, so here it goes. We have the no APS and the APS. These are Paul Mitchell little clips that you put on, which I love. Like, you could put like the different volumes that you're using or different formulas that you're using. You just put them right on the bowl. I love them, but I used it for APS and no APS so we could distinguish the two formulas. So I'm going to be doing the same exact thing on both. I am just applying this to the swatch, and I'm using the sheets that are reusable, which I love. I will link my blog talking about how much I love these foils or these sheets. They're foil alternatives. I love them. But anyway, so I'm just literally putting this on, no APS. So this is just a regular basic bleach. I'm using the Kevin Murphy cream bleach, cream lightener as we call it. And then I'm just using those sheets as I had said, and this does not have APS in it. So this is just straight 20 volume, and we're leaving it on for 10 minutes. So I did this side first with the no APS, and then I'm going to do the side that has the APS. Okay, make sure you put that top sheet on to secure it, and then I'm just going to take that little Paul Mitchell clip that says no APS, and I'm going to just label that so that I know which one is which. Simple. So now we're going to do the same exact thing to the other side. Again, we're using the Kevin Murphy cream lightener or cream bleach with 20 volume, and this one has the APS in it, so it's going to work as a protectant, and it kind of, I guess, boosts the 20 volume and just makes it lighten a little tiny bit faster than no bleach would, and it definitely protects the hair. I want you guys to keep in mind that I'm only leaving this on for 10 minutes, so when you guys see the swatches at the end, realize that that was only processed for 10 minutes. Most times you can process for like up to an hour, like it's crazy, 40 minutes. I mean, you could process as little time as you want, but most times when you're doing a lot of highlights, by the time you're even done putting the highlights on, it's already been processing for at least 20 minutes. So just keep that in mind, that this is only 10 minutes that I processed for with the APS and without the APS. One more thing that I want to say is when it comes to Kevin Murphy, the lightener, the cream lightener, I measure everything out. So both lighteners with the APS and without the APS were the same measurements. So I did 1 to 2 for the lightener, and then you put the APS in afterwards. So you could see that it just kind of loosens up the formula or the lightener or the bleach, whatever you want to call it. It just kind of loosens it up a little bit, which I like because I feel like then you could really spread it evenly. It just gives an all over like nicer spread, nicer lift when it's like loose and it's mixed well and everything like that. But I just wanted to kind of point out the fact that I do measure these out, so they were the same exact, and then I added the APS in, and the one that I have the APS in is just more of a loose consistency because you're adding more of a liquid in there, and I just love the way that applies better. Okay, so the final reveal. Do not mind that we are cleaning in the background, but as you could see, look at the ends of the one that does not have APS, did not use APS. They are just fried, and it was only 10 minutes. I cannot stress that enough. Could you imagine if that was 20 minutes, 25 minutes, a half hour? Insanity. And you could tell if the one that has the APS is just nice and smooth and perfect. And I did the same exact thing. I shampooed in the same, conditioned in the same, everything.
Thank you guys so much for your love and support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Until next time, work hard, dream big, eat cake. Bye guys.